What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. And today's video is a little deep dive into what people are calling the glove conspiracy with Justin Gaethje and Trevor Whitman between the UFC. So just to back up for a second, if you guys may or may not remember, when Justin Gaethje fought Rafael Fiziev on last Saturday, you may have noticed that the UFC logo was not on Justin's gloves, okay? So he went in. I don't think too many people said too much about it. I think John Anik mentioned something about it, whatever. And then these tweets and these conspiracies started coming out, right? So this is one of the tweets that is of note from Best MMA Moments. So they said Justin Gaethje wears black gloves after UFC blurred Trevor Whitman's ONX logo on embedded. Okay, so check this out. There's the punching bag. Apparently, there's where it was blurred out on embedded. So for whatever reason, people started thinking, okay, this wasn't just a total coincidence. They intentionally took off the logos as a protest. Now, my initial thoughts when I heard this was not a very, I just don't think this is a very smart idea. I get that you're trying to maybe work with the UFC. Maybe you were trying to sell them your gloves at one point, but this is kind of biting the hand that feeds you. And I just don't see Justin Gaethje or Trevor Whitman engaging in this type of activity or behavior in terms of trying to be vindictive against the UFC. So I didn't buy it. But then one thing that made me think a little bit more deeply about it was when I heard Ariel Helwani ask about it. And I was a little bit shocked because Ariel usually will not give credence or credibility to things that are outlandish. And well, let me show you this clip. This is when he was interviewing Rafael Fiziev, and he brings up the gloves, and I was shocked that he brought it up because then it made me lean in the other direction of, wait, maybe there is something to this. So let me play this for you guys. Check this out.
A little bit was made about his gloves, that it didn't have the logo on it. What did you think of this?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I just see it like after fights, like everybody talk about that. Everybody talk about that after fight and everything. And only after fight, like next day, I see that like, oh, have logo. But then during the fight, I don't think about that.
Do you think something was up? Because they said that he was hitting so hard in the back that the logo came off. But honestly, all my years of watching UFC, I've never seen this before. I've never seen the logo come off the gloves. So do you believe that, or do you think it was something else?
I don't know. Maybe, bro. He hit hard, man. I fight with one guy, but my face like I fight with 10 guys, man. So he hit hard, and maybe who knows? Maybe he punched the pads or what he punched on before the fight, and the logo go out. I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Have you rewatched the fight?
The reason why I'm laughing is because obviously I'm sure Fiziev didn't even notice. Why would he notice? And why would he have an opinion on whether or not this is legit? I don't know. It's just funny because Fiziev is obviously like, I don't know, maybe he hits hard, so possibly. Anyways, so this gave me pause when I saw Ariel mention this, because I wasn't going to make a video about this, but then I saw Ariel mention this and say, like, this is suspicious, essentially. I've never seen this in all my years. I was like, well, wait a minute. Then maybe there is something to this, because if Ariel, look, whatever you guys want to say about Ariel, pros and cons, this and that, good and bad, he is very meticulous, and he says he bats 1,000. I believe that. I don't ever remember him getting anything wrong. So he's very careful about what he mentions and what he does. And he's not somebody like me who is exploring every avenue and not afraid to say things that are, potential. I'll make conjectures. He will not. He's a true and tried journalist. And so he does not want to speculate. He does not want to make conjectures. Of course, I'll mention it when it's a conjecture or speculation. So obviously, when I'm doing that. But anyways, that's not Ariel's game. So this got me to think a little bit deeper. Now, I started to do some additional research. This original clip or whatever was apparently from UFC Embedded. So what I did was I went back to the UFC Embedded videos and I looked to see if this was a trend throughout, right? Were they continuing to blur out the logos? So where did I find? Here's the clips, right? So you can see there, the brand ONX is clearly visible. So, I mean, obviously it would be probably much tougher to blur it out on these moving objects. So I get that. But if they really cared that much, they blurred the bag out. Why wouldn't they maybe cut this? Why would they include these clips? So I don't think that was actually happening the way that it is being mentioned in this conspiracy theory. We also see it here, right? You can clearly see the logo on both Trevor Whitman's gloves as well as Justin Gaethje's gloves. Now coming back to this photo is him prior to walking out, and you can actually see that it is true that it has been rubbed off. You know, it's starting to fall off and peel off. Okay. So now, and then the last clip, I'm not going to actually play this clip, but I'm going to tell you, Justin Gaethje was asked about this in the post-fight presser. You can actually look it up and check it out for yourself. But I've talked about this in other videos. I just think that Justin Gaethje is not the type of guy that is even capable of lying. I think if they intentionally took this off, he would have alluded to that, I think, in some way. But he said, nope, this is what happened. It started to come off. So they were afraid that the flakes would get in my eye. So they just ripped it off with tape, took it off completely. And that's that. The UFC on the wristband, right? That's wrapped up usually in red or blue tape, depending on if you're in the red corner or the blue corner. So that was probably still on there, but we couldn't see it either way because it was covered in tape. So it's just this part here and here. Anyways, my point being, I think if you take into consideration that the ONX label was not blurred out, unless they went back and unblurred it or something, I don't think that's what happened, but it wasn't blurred out. You can see this photo and the fact that Justin Gaethje just does not lie. He's not that type of guy. I don't think this is a real conspiracy. Even the fact that Ariel mentioned it, maybe there's something more there. I don't know, because Ariel usually doesn't just mention stuff willy-nilly. But anyways, that's my conclusion. I think there is no conspiracy. I think what Justin Gaethje said happened is probably what happened. Those are my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. Is there evidence that I'm missing? Are there different conclusions that you guys have? If so, share them in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And make sure to like this video. If you did like it, click that subscribe button. If you want to see more from the 10-7 MMA channel, that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.